So goodbye Boracay. It's been a hell of a run. I've lived in Boracay since essentially February 2nd, 2023. When I first arrived in Boracay, this was the nail in the coffin for the West. I had been living in BGC and I really liked BGC, but I wasn't really sold on it. Something about the air quality was upsetting me back then, which I've since adjusted to. And you're living a bit of the mall life in BGC. You're kind of at the mall or at a casino, or, you know, there isn't really all that much happening in the Manila area, at least for me. Main activities that I do out there is like play billiards, go bowling, play darts, go to the casino, go to Manila Bay or a different mall, or go shopping or going out to eat. That's about all you got. So I've always been a beach guy, and when I figured out that I could live on the beach for $250 a month, I was sold. And when you get up into these beaches that are a little bit further up here, like the Station 1, Willie's Rock area, there is no beach better, as Condé Nast Traveler has, you know, had you has voted it the best beach in Asia on multiple occasions, along with Palawan. I definitely agree with that statement when you get up into the wide white sand beach that is Station 1. At the end of the day, this is what made me decide that I wasn't going to go back to America, and I quickly paid for 1 year up front here and really didn't look back. So after that, I proceeded to stay here for the better part of 8 months straight, with occasional 1 week dips back to Manila to pay rent, or to, you know, maybe check the dating scene when I was single, or enjoy my penthouse in Makati, or my place at One Uptown Residences, or the many other condos that I've rented in Metro Manila. And happened to me about 4.5 months ago, as I got a girlfriend, a city girl that has her own skyscraper in Manila, and born and raised there. And since then, and even before then, I've been doing okay financially. So last time I came to Boracay alone, I got a penthouse for $2,500 with an infinity pool. I had done some live streams from there. You guys have probably seen that. And I just ended up kind of not really needing to have Boracay anymore, essentially. I was just kind of, you know, in a situation where have my little small apartment there anymore. I was just in a good financial situation, and I didn't really need to be in Boracay all the time. At my residence, I would grab little spots for $2,000 to $2,500 in the low season, or I had connections or knew people, and I was getting special rates on, you know, penthouses or oceanfront stuff where I could just open right to the ocean. My place is probably a 5-second walk to the ocean, so it's a little bit different than a place that's set back from the ocean a bit, that's not super fancy. So then once I got a girlfriend, I had some credit card miles last time we came here, so I got a room there for a few nights on the credit card miles. And I just realized that I hadn't really been staying at my place anymore. I'd considered Airbnb-ing it, but I thought better of that. And you know, as tough as it is to do, I will no longer be a permanent resident of this island. This is still my favorite place in the Philippines, and I will still come here as often as I can afford to. You can get a lot of rooms here for like $2,000 a night, so it's not really the end of the world. That's $36 a night for all my Americans out there that aren't familiar with the peso value. So I will not be away from Boracay for long. I'll come out every month or two, or whenever my budget permits, but I will no longer have my place, because it was turning into kind of an oversized storage locker for my bicycle and my, you know, all the belongings that I had accumulated when I thought that I would stay there forever. I think I might look for another place here in a different station, maybe something a little bit more of a Western standard. But let me give you the things that are wrong with Boracay. The dating pool is extremely small. I knew for a fact I wouldn't find the girl in Boracay after I explored the girls that I met on Tinder and the girls that I met at Starbucks and on the beach and the tourists that I met, and kind of saw how small the population here is. I was just talking with a buddy of mine that I ran into about an hour ago, and we were talking about, you know, dating the local girls here, and that, you know, if you do have a bad breakup with one, or you do start dating one, this is a smaller place than people realize. It looks pretty big. It's a pretty big destination for, you know, the Wanderlust, Bali, you know, Phuket, Boracay circuit travelers, but this is a tiny province, and there isn't a lot of white guys with blue eyes walking around, you know, walking by 18 times a day that are actual residents. This guy happened to be another white guy that's lived here 2 years, and you know, people definitely notice you. And if you get with a local girl, when your only dating pool here is basically waitresses and hostesses, that is the dating pool, and you figure there's maybe a couple thousand of those to be generous, and you figure half of them are probably aged out from your standards, half of them you might not be attracted to, half of them are married or, you know, in a relationship already. So, you know, there might be 12 girls on Tinder that you would meet, and you may or may not be attracted to them. And then there might be, again, you know, a few hundred girls that are in the age bracket that actually reside here or working here for a year, came from Iloilo or Antique or Cataclan or whatever. So the dating pool is just simply tiny. Number two, the grocery stores. There is no S&R, there is no Landers. I think the Marketplace or Robinsons or whatever is sort of lacking like the BGC level of, you know, deli meats and milk, and, you know, it's just a little bit provincial, you know. So the food, with the exception of just eating out at places like, you know, Discovery Shores or these different little sashimi places I've found, or, you know, there's excellent food, but you got to eat out basically every single day. Cooking at home isn't as attractive as it is in Manila. And, you know, it's just, the food could be a bit better. On top of that, Western standard of living on the ocean is basically non-existent because they want you in hotel rooms. So the Western standard of living is going to be Scandi and Boracay New Coast, both of which are not on the ocean, because anything on the ocean, they'd rather rent out hotels for 12,000 pesos a night than, you know, give you an apartment for, you know, well, 1,500 pesos a night or something, you know. So this could be BGC on the beach, but they need to change the rules to where you're allowed to build over 6 stories, and they need to build a couple of apartment complexes, even if they charge 60,000 a month, which is more than my BGC place, which is 45 for the same apartment. I would rent it in a heartbeat because I love the beach, I love the ocean breeze, and I love Boracay. It's a lot of beautiful white women around here. There's a lot of young, you know, kite surfers. It's a very young and beautiful vibe. You're not seeing a lot of it right now. You're mainly seeing like Filipinos and Chinese people and stuff. But this is kind of Siargao-esque, the way you see so many, you know, attractive European people, young people. This is really almost an America-like or like a Bali-like vibe out here, as you can see with some of these people that I'm walking by. So, you know, it's definitely lacking in the grocery stores and the Western standard of living on the water. It's definitely lacking in the dating department. I knew I would find the girl in Manila, and I did. I knew that I wouldn't find her here. And at a certain point, I realized during low season that I would not come back until I was coming back with my girl. And that's exactly what I did. So I got serious about meeting a girl. I started interviewing girls when I got back to Manila. And sure enough, I found a qualified candidate. So you can too, if you hold out and you bring enough to the table. But at the end of the day, people here are working for a provincial rate, as the gentleman that I just gave a slamming deal on my washing machine to explain to me, and he was right. You know, at the end of the day, 430 pesos a day is the rate here. That's about $7 or $8. And so if you're not looking to be a financier of somebody, better to find a woman that's a real estate agent or has family money or is an online influencer or a YouTuber or something. And my advice to everybody would be, bring a girl to Boracay if you visit. It's a lot of working girls out here, a lot of lady boys, very small population. And if you're gonna move to Boracay, you can move here. Meet a girl in Manila, meet a girl in Negros, meet a girl in Leyte, meet a girl in Angeles, meet a girl in Cebu, and bring her to Boracay to live happily ever after with you. That's the formula. I'm gonna give you a cheat code as someone that lived here, been there, done that, and loves this place to death and will still frequent here. Goodbye, Boracay. This is it for my residency of Malay Aklan. But I will always love this place. This is my favorite island, and I will be here as often as I can. And if Boracay changes, or if I so desire, I might get that place, one of those Western standard of living type places in station 1 or 2. I may just visit a week at every month or whenever my budget permits, but I'll never be gone forever. I'll always visit this beautiful island, but I no longer maintain a residence in Boracay Island for a while until now and then.